All right, I got another video for you guys today. I've got this knife, and this does happen to be what's in my pocket today, but it's also gonna tie into this video. This is one of the Rex 45 paramilitary 2s that came out not too long ago. Haven't put a ton of use on it, but I have used it for maybe about a week or so. It's held up pretty good. It came with a very sticky sharp edge. That sticky sharp edge is gone. I haven't cut anything too aggressive, broke down a few boxes. I cut the address off of this box with this knife. Opened up some dog food, just basic things like that. Opened a few cases of water, just general EDC type stuff. But this knife ties into this package here, and I want to tell you guys a quick story if you have a second. So I'll open this up. And I have kind of stopped doing unboxings because I don't know. I just don't necessarily see the value in actually doing a full-on unboxing, like actually taking a knife out of the box. So here's what I got, and it's just another Rex 45 paramilitary 2, but like I said, this knife actually has a pretty decent story to it. So I did a deal around last Thanksgiving or so with a guy, not gonna call his name. I'm sure he probably doesn't even want his name called. And basically what the deal was, he had the 68 White Owl. I actually posted it in my Instagram this week. He had that knife up for trade, and he wanted to trade it for either a Benchmade proper or a Benchmade bug out. And at the time, it was hard to come by either, and he didn't want to spend money on a new knife. He just wanted to do a straight trade. So even without knowing the guy, he happened to be a Usual Suspect, or Usual Suspect Network member, rather, and so I figured it was good to go. I'd buy the knife, I'd have it shipped straight to him. He shipped the knife straight to me. Blade HQ kind of jacked my order up. Won't even get into that whole thing. Blade HQ just has not been the best for me. So I ended up going with DLT, and that was actually the first DLT order that I placed. Went flawlessly. The guy actually, like I said, he shipped the knife out to me. I told him, hey, sorry, Blade HQ's kind of jerking me around. Your knife's on back order, X, Y, and Z. He said, don't worry about it, no problem. I didn't feel good about that, so like I said, I canceled that order and went over to DLT. They shipped the knife out. I had already had my knife for maybe 3 or 4 days before he even received his. Great deal, great trade, everything worked out fine, everybody was happy. Fast forward to about a week or two ago, and I placed an order for this knife here. This Rex 45 paramilitary 2 looks exactly the same, except for has factory clip instead of the, a factory clip instead of the Casey Lynch clip. I placed the order, had to hurry up and order it because if you guys have been keeping up with this, these knives sell out very quickly. And if you're upset that I have 2 of these, I bought this knife from Ye Olde Cutlery. I made the mistake of buying this knife from Blade HQ. And yes, Blade HQ unfortunately hasn't done me too many favors the few times I've ordered from them. So I'm not just out here buying 2, 3 knives from the same place. I'm out here hunting just like you guys are. But anyway, back to the story. Buy the knife, check out, everything's fine. I checked tracking last weekend and I noticed that this knife is going to North Dakota. It's out for delivery. And I'm like, I don't live in North Dakota, there's an issue. I call up Blade HQ. The guy basically tells me, yeah, I see what you're saying. It's been shipped to the wrong address. And that's how we come back to the trade story. I, as an idiot, had the guy I traded with, his address was set as my default shipping address, and I had never changed it because I don't really order from Blade HQ because, like I said, I hadn't had a good experience. But what I was expecting was, hey, at least let me try to make a call to USPS. Let's see what we can do on that end, this, that, and the other. The guy basically tells me it'll either be rejected or if it's accepted, we'll offer you a credit back, or meaning delivery accepted. Delivery accepted, they'll offer me a credit back, or it was something else. But I'm thinking, I don't really want a credit because I know I'm not going to be able to get another Rex 45 paramilitary 2. I kind of want you to just call USPS and tell them to stop the tracking, stop the shipping, or whatever, hold the package and correct the address. That wasn't an offer on the table. I, as usual, just kind of let it go because, like I said, my dealings with Blade HQ haven't been the best. I know last video I caught a little flack for that. There were some exceptions that people wanted to give Blade HQ. Sorry, just have had multiple bad experiences, and that's just my personal experience with Blade HQ. Hang the phone up, and then I start to backtrack and figure out who the knife actually went to. Like I said, I come to find out it was the guy I did the trade with. He's a Usual Suspect Network member, so I'm like, you know, it's probably gonna be fine. Let me just reach out, try to clear this whole thing up. I'm sure it'll be, we can sort it out between the two of us. So, long story short, I reach out to the guy both on the Usual Suspect Network and on Instagram, which is where we initially did the deal. And the guy gets back to me the very next morning. So I sent the message at like 2 a.m. because honestly, I couldn't sleep. So I was like, I need to contact this guy. Shot the message to him 2 o'clock in the morning. By about 6, 7 o'clock in the following morning, or that same morning, he ended up messaging me back. Yeah, man, I know who you are. I was wondering where the knife came from. I was about to call Blade HQ today, sort it out, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. So that's point number one. Already, this guy knew the knife didn't belong to him, and he was going to take it upon himself to contact Blade HQ to find out what the deal was so he could get it corrected. How many people do you know in just the general population that would receive a $150 limited edition knife and that they don't have any way of tracking back to anyone? They would call the company that shipped it to them to try to figure out who it actually belongs to. So that's the kind of caliber of people you deal with when you're dealing with a Usual Suspect Network member. That was the first thing he told me. He said, but he was glad I found him, glad I tracked him down, glad that we could get it worked out. I told him in the original message, send me your PayPal address. I'll send you the money to ship it back to me, because that's only fair. This guy shouldn't have to be out of money because of my dumb mistake. So he says, I don't have PayPal. Just send me your address. I'll ship it back to you. We'll square up the next time we do business. Now, he and I have only done the one deal. We kind of sort of know each other. We don't do business together on a regular basis. We don't speak on a regular basis. So he was kind of just being nice and saying, don't worry about it. Sure enough, the guy, he didn't even ship it first class mail. He didn't wait. He didn't take his time. The guy went on ahead the very next day. Not the same day he contacted me, or maybe it was within that 24-hour period. He not only put a label on it, priority mail, and he shipped it back to me, but it was that at least just that following day. I mean, you can't really ask for more than that. Like I said, the guy received a $150 limited edition knife from an unknown person, and he took the time to go to the post office himself, pay for priority shipping, ship it back to the rightful owner, and make things right out of his own pocket. I can't say much more than that. It's not necessarily a life-changing story, but I know I get a lot of questions about the Usual Suspect Network, and people are like, oh, it's just a forum, it's just this, it's just that, or they don't know what's going on. This is the kind of stuff that happens when you're a part of the Usual Suspect Network. Great group of guys. We all look out for one another. And I mean, in bigger situations than this, but this is just a personal and recent example of how one Usual Suspect Network member looked out for another Usual Suspect Network member, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So if you ever were wondering what the Usual Suspect Network was, or you thought, hey, it's just another forum, correction for you guys, it's really not. You need to go check it out. You need to participate, be active in the group. Make friends. It's a great family to be part of. I don't even consider it a forum, but I just want to share that story with you guys. And I'm going to eventually get this one on the wicked edge because, like I always say, a lazy man carries a dull knife.